Yo, what's up, college football fans? What's up, Clemson Tiger fans? It's your boy, Big Pete. Happy Monday to everybody. So, at the risk of sounding like a Karen here, I feel like I've been posting a lot of videos lately in a negative light towards Clemson, and that's certainly not the case. I couldn't be happier with where the program's at. The pieces we got in place on the coaching staff, the players, the whole 9 yards, the recruiting. I have zero complaints. So this is not this is more vanity complaining than it is complaining about who should be playing and coaching decisions and whatnot. This new video board, the Jumbotron, they're calling it the Dabotron, that they put up in the offseason at Clemson. So first of all, they did a bunch of renovations at Clemson Stadium. One of the focal points was a new Jumbotron. And I can fully admit that Clemson's previous scoreboard, Jumbotron, whatever you want to call it, was in desperate need of upgrade. Nobody's disputing that. And when I heard about this new Jumbotron originally, they talked about what it would look like. They put up, graphics of, the design and whatnot. And I was like, looks a little big, but looks cool. Because in my opinion, Death Valley Clemson is one of the coolest stadiums in all of America. And there'll be people who say they don't agree with that, and it's only because they don't like Clemson. Anybody who's being honest with themselves, who's ever been there, knows without a shadow of a doubt that Death Valley Memorial Stadium is one of the coolest stadiums in the country, period. And I'm not saying there's not other great ones out there. There are. But anyway, they finally completed this new Jumbotron last week, just in time for their first home game this weekend against Furman. And watching that on TV, here's where I stand with it. It's cartoonish. It's way too big. If you're on the bottom level, first of all, you've had to have been there to understand what we're talking about, or what I'm talking about. Whether you're on the top level of the bottom level, the top half of the bottom level, or on the upper deck, you can see outside the stadium. And it's picturesque. It's a clear view of the campus on one side and the lake on the other. It's beautiful. At least I think it's beautiful. They put this Jumbotron to take up, how wide is this thing? It's like 126 feet wide and 75 feet high. It spans the entire hill and more. And if you're on that bottom level, where you normally got a view of the campus and some of the landmark buildings in the background, it's all gone now. The other criticism I heard, and I wasn't at the game, obviously, but a criticism I did hear from people that were at the game was that 30% of that new jumbo board is advertisements. And look, the thing costs like $7 million to make. Running ads on the thing is not a surprise. Here's where I come from with this. Did the Jumbotron need updated from where it was? Yes. Why did it have to be so big, is my question. You could have made that thing 30% bigger. It would have been plenty big and not look cartoonish. And you could still put your ads on there or whatever you got to put on there. I know this is really stupid to be talking about. I mean, it's a Jumbotron, for Christ's sake. I just don't like it. I mean, whether I like it or not is really meaningless compared to I still think that Death Valley is one of the coolest stadiums in the country, Jumbotron or not. That's not going to change. But I just don't like it. Maybe I'll come around to it eventually. Maybe it's just like a shock to the system and it's so much bigger than the other one. Maybe it'll just take me some time to come around to it. I don't know. But anyway, second thing on the menu, Scott Frost getting fired. So I did say a couple of weeks ago, Scott Frost would be the first coach in the Power 5 to get fired. I originally thought after 8 games or so, but he was worse than I thought. after 2 games. And look, man, you got to. I mean, look. I hear, didn't Greg McElroy say they should go back to the triple option? That is the ultimate insult. If you want to destroy Nebraska even worse than they are right now, go back to the triple option. There is zero reason that any Power 5 team should be running a triple option. Running the triple option drove Georgia Tech into the ground. I know that Georgia Tech is the butt of a lot of jokes these days and one of the worst programs in America. That's because of the triple option. The only way they wouldn't be one of the worst programs in America is if they stuck with the triple option. So once you get the triple option, you're dedicated to it. And if you go outside of that, then you have a long rebuild ahead of you. You're seeing it at Georgia Tech. The last thing Nebraska needs to do, or anybody else in the Power 5 for that matter, is adopt the triple option. But the best coach I see available, well, there's 2. Luke Fickell at Cincinnati. I'm not sure that Cincinnati is in a better job than Nebraska is right now. But the one that stands out to me is Matt Campbell at Iowa State. It makes a lot of sense. Iowa State, one of the worst programs historically in the entire country. But Matt Campbell's been at Iowa State overperforming since he's been there, in my opinion. I mean, they are who they are. But the big knock on Nebraska, even as a blue blood powerhouse, is the fact that it's hard to recruit to Nebraska, that area of the country, in this day and age. And Matt Campbell's been doing that at Iowa State without the prestige of being a blue blood. So I think he's a perfect fit for a place like Nebraska. I've heard a lot of other names. Dave Doran, no. Dave Aranda, I don't, other than the money, Baylor's a better program than Nebraska, maybe even a better job. Definitely in a better state to live in. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, all right, guys, I just want to get on here and rant about something that doesn't matter, like a Jumbotron. And I'll see you guys tonight, 10 p.m. for the Lunch Money Show. Your boy, checking out.